Hello and welcome. Our topic for the day is solving quadratics by completing the square. Before we go on to do some questions, let's understand the concept. The first step says move the loose number to the other side. Say if you have an equation x squared minus 4x minus 4 equals to 0. The first step says move the loose number to the other side. So that means the loose number is a constant, that is negative 4. So we move this negative 4 to the right hand side of the equality sign. So the first step becomes x squared minus 4x equals to a positive 4. Now it says divide through by whatever is multiplied by the x squared term. In this question, the x squared term is 1. So we have to just divide the whole equation by 1. So this leaves again the same equation because it will give the same numbers after dividing by 1. Now take half of the coefficient, don't forget the sign, of the x term and square it. So the x term is negative 4. So x term is negative 4. We half it. This becomes negative 2. And then we square it. Negative 2 squared is a positive 4. Now we have add this square to both sides of the equation. So x squared minus 4x plus 4 equals to 4 plus 4. We have added this 4 to both sides of the equation in the next step. Convert the left hand side to the squared form. If we notice carefully, our left hand side is forming x minus 2 whole squared equals to 8. Square root both sides, remembering the positive and negative on the right hand side. So when you square root this, this becomes x minus 2 equals to plus minus square root of 8. And then we find out the two values. X minus 2 equals to positive square root of 8, and the other is x minus 2 equals to negative square root of 8. From here we find out the two values. Here we add 2 to both sides, so x equals to 2 plus root 8, and for the second value x equals to 2 minus square root of 8. So like this we'll find out the values of the x and we will be solving our quadratic equation. Let's move to the first question. It says complete the square to solve. We are given the 4x squared minus 4x minus 3 as our equation equals to 0. The first step is to move the loose number to the other side. So this becomes 4x squared minus 4x equals to a positive 3. Now we divide the whole equation by the x squared term. So we divide by 4 throughout. Here we go. This is minus. So we do away with this. Equals to 3/4. This becomes 1. This also becomes 1. So we have x squared minus x equals 3/4. Here the x term is negative 1. We half it, so it becomes negative half. And then we have to square this. This becomes 1/4. So now we add this 1/4 to both sides of the equation. So this becomes x squared minus x plus 1/4 equals to 3/4 plus 1/4. We'll start writing here now on the top. If we notice carefully, the left hand side becomes x minus 1/2 whole squared equals to 3/4 plus 1/4 is a 1. Now we'll have to square root both sides. So square rooting a square gives the expression itself, and square root of 1 is 1. So this is plus and minus 1. So we have two possibilities. X minus half equals to a positive 1, and the other is x minus half is a negative 1. So here adding 1/2 to both sides to find out the value of x. X equals to 1 plus half, which is equals to 3 by 2. So this is our first value of x. So again we add 1/2 to both sides. Let's see what we get. This becomes 0. X equals negative 1 plus 1/2. which is equal to negative 1 by 2. This is our second value of x. So the two values of x are 3 by 2 and negative 1 half, which can be seen in option C. Let's try the next question. Complete the square to solve, and we're given the equation 5x squared minus x minus 4 equals to 0. The first step is to move the 4 to the other side. So this becomes 5x squared minus x equals to a positive 4. Now we divide by the x squared term, that is by 5 throughout, minus 1/5 x equals to 4/5. This becomes 1, and we finally have x squared minus 1/5 of x equals to 4/5. Now we have to see the x term. This is negative 1/5. So negative 1/5 when divided by 2 gives us negative 1/10, and when we square this up we get 1/100. Now we have to add this 100 to both sides of the equation. So this becomes x square minus 1/5 of x plus 1 over 100. This is a 5 equals to 4/5 plus 1/100. If you observe carefully, the left hand side is x minus 1/10 squared equals to 4/5 plus 1 over 100 becomes 100 as the LCM. 80 plus 1, this is 81 over 100. Now if we square root both sides, we get x minus 1/10 equals to 9 over 10th. 1 is a positive 1, while x minus 1/10 equals to a negative 9/10. When we square root it, this square reduces to the expression inside, and 81 over 100 becomes 9 over 10. Square root of 81 is 9, while square root of 100 is 10. So to find out the value of x, we add 1/10 to both sides. This becomes 0. X equals 9/10 plus 1/10, which is equal to 10 by 10, which is equal to 1. So we've got the first value of x as 1. To find out the other value, again we add 1/10 to both sides. This becomes again 0. X equals to negative 9/10 plus 1/10, which is equal to negative 8 by 10, or if we reduce this, it becomes negative 4/5. So the two values of x are 1 and negative 4/5, which can be seen in option A. Let's try the last question. Complete the square to solve, and we're given x squared minus 2x plus 1 equals to 0. Our first step is to move the loose number to the right hand side. X squared minus 2x equals negative 1. We divide by the x squared term, which is 1 in this case, so the equation remains unchanged. Here we are again with the same thing. Now we half the x term. Here the x term is negative 2, divided by 2 is a negative 1, and when we square this we get a positive 1. Now this 1 is added to both sides of the equation. X squared minus 2x plus 1 equals to negative 1 plus 1. So this is x squared minus 2x plus 1 equals 0. If we observe carefully, the left hand side is x minus 1 whole squared equals 0. Square rooting both sides, we get x minus 1 equals 0. Here we'll have only just one option because there is nothing like negative 0. So to find out the value of x, we add 1 to both sides. This becomes 0, and x equals to 0 plus 1 is a 1. So x equals to 1 is the final answer for the equation, which can be seen in option C. I hope solving quadratics by completing the square is easy now. Thank you for watching and have a nice day.